How's it going, everybody? So, this is just a little note to let you guys, the listeners, know about some upcoming changes to the podcast. So, podcast has been running basically on a weekly basis since March 2020, so quite a long time now. And it has been, I suppose, a passion project, all self-funded up until now. But I'm delighted to announce that I am accepting sponsorships on the podcast for the first time. Over the last number of years, there has been various offers and approaches from companies to sponsor the podcast in various ways, and for various reasons, I never felt the time was right or the partner wasn't aligned, with myself. And I've sort of paused on all of that. But now it's kind of time to, I suppose, take things to the next level. And so, yeah, I am accepting sponsorship. And from this Friday, from this week's episode, there will be sponsors on the podcast. And yeah, I'm kind of excited about it because it'll mean that hopefully going forward, I'll be able to expand the reach a little bit. So for the last number of years, we've listeners all over the world, particularly focused on Ireland, as you guys know. But I suppose this will just give a little bit more opportunity to expand that reach a little bit further. And I suppose, as I say, this has all been self-funded up until now, so maybe get something back from the podcast as such. So yeah, it's something that I didn't, the decision that I didn't take lightly because I respect you listeners, and I respect your time. But these will be very, very much aligned. The There won't be jingly and won't be that type of an ad. It'll be still in my own voice and all of that sort of thing. So it'll be very, very natural feel to it. And as I say, aligned companies, I'll work with aligned companies to, bring their message onto the podcast. And that's kind of the idea of it. I felt it was important not to just spring it on you guys on Friday and just have a little note beforehand to tell you what was happening, so that when you listen to your regular episode, and you hear a different format, that you know what it is. And so that's what it is. As I say, for almost 6 years, no, just over 6 years now, I've been doing this podcast on a weekly basis. And yeah, there has been lots of opportunities and offers to have sponsors on previously, but now I feel is the right time. And yeah, it'll help expand the reach, as I say. It it is definitely, it's important that sponsors will be aligned with what we talk about on the podcast as well. So it'll all be very relevant. Like, you won't hear me advertising something that has absolutely no relevance to you guys in your garden. So relevant, aligned, and suitable for the podcast in my own voice, and not jingly and annoying in the middle of an episode. But there'll be pre-roll. So before we get into the main episode, there will be sometimes ads there. Mid-roll, which is kind of in the middle of the episode, again, sometimes there will be ads there. And post-roll at the very, very end, occasionally there'll be ads there. They're not, it's not going to be there all the time. It won't be there on every episode, but it is something that's come to the podcast. And I have some lovely sponsors for the first couple of weeks. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Yeah, as I said, listeners are important. Your continued support is important, but it is time to, I suppose, start to push out the podcast a little bit further, and taking sponsors on board will help me do that. So just wanted to let you guys know. Won't change the regular content, won't change the regularity of the content. It still will be weekly at least. And the type of content won't change, the episodes won't change, but it will just have that little kind of ad will be built in and stitched into the episodes, hopefully in a very natural way that it will be seamless, but also something that's going to be beneficial, because I'm going to be bringing the company's credentials and products to your eyes and ears, and hopefully they'll get something out of it. You guys will get something out of it. and everybody wins. So that's the message here. I just wanted to, as I say, I didn't want to spring this just on the first Friday that that I have sponsors on, because this Friday there is sponsors coming on, and I didn't want to just spring it on you guys, the listeners, because yeah, as I say, I have a loyalty towards you guys, and wanted to let you know before it sort of hits you. So that's essentially it. Looking forward to Friday's episode, where you will hear from sponsors for the first time. It's an exciting time for Master My Garden podcast, and yeah, personally, I'm really looking forward to the next couple of months of this. So that's been this week's episode, and thanks for listening. Until the next time, happy gardening.